What if I told you the main piece of health advice you've followed your entire life is a lie? A dangerous lie that could be the real reason your knees ache and your legs feel weaker every year. You've been told to eat more fruit, but for anyone over 50, that's like telling a diabetic to eat more cake. Think about that glass of orange juice you believe is so healthy. It has as much sugar as a can of soda. Let that sink in. A can of soda. We've uncovered 7 health fruits that are secretly fueling the inflammation that's robbing you of your mobility and your independence. And the worst offender is almost certainly sitting in your kitchen right now, disguised as a guilt-free snack. You think you know what it is? I promise you're about to be shocked. Number 7, grapes. Kicking things off, let's talk about those little sweet bombs that are so easy to eat by the handful. With grapes, we meet the primary villain we're up against today, inflammation. But let's ditch the technical talk. What is inflammation in your body really? It's a fire, a low-grade, smoldering fire burning inside your joints and muscles. It's never a raging blaze, but it never fully goes out, constantly creating pain, stiffness, and damage. Now, look at a cup of grapes. Seems innocent, but it packs over 23 grams of sugar. The moment that sugar enters your bloodstream, it's like throwing gasoline on that smoldering fire. Does that sound familiar? That persistent, dull ache you just can't get rid of? Your body hits the panic button, releasing a wave of insulin to handle the sugar rush. When this happens over and over, your body's alarm system begins to fail. Your cells grow resistant to insulin, letting sugar linger in your blood, where it feeds that internal fire. This isn't some abstract theory. This fire is what makes your knees stiff in the morning. It's the reason a flight of stairs feels like climbing a mountain. It slowly and relentlessly wears down the cartilage in your joints and weakens the muscles that support them. So the next time you reach for a bunch of grapes, ask yourself, am I choosing a healthy snack, or am I just fanning the flames that make my legs burn? We're just getting warmed up. The next one is even more deceptive because it wears a halo of health. Number 6, bananas. Quick question for you. Are you over 60? And do you or does anyone in your immediate family have even a mild history of kidney problems? If the answer is yes, then these next 60 seconds could be the most critical health alert you receive all year. We're discussing a fruit that everyone, from doctors to your own grandmother, praises for muscle health. We're talking about bananas. For decades, the advice has been, got a leg cramp? Eat a banana. It's the standard recommendation, and that's exactly what makes it so hazardous for an aging body. The problem isn't just sugar. It's what I call the potassium trap. Your kidneys are like a sophisticated filtration system for your blood. In your youth, that filter is clean and efficient, easily removing excess potassium to keep your body in perfect balance. But after decades of service, that filter isn't what it used to be. It gets a bit worn, a bit clogged. This is a normal part of aging for millions of people. Now you eat a large banana, thinking you're helping your muscles. You're actually dumping a massive load of potassium, over 450 milligrams, into a system with a compromised filter. The kidneys struggle to keep up, so the potassium builds up in your blood, leading to a toxic state called hyperkalemia. And do you know what the first symptoms are? It's not a stomach issue. It's profound muscle weakness, fatigue, and a dangerously irregular heartbeat. The very nutrient you believed would strengthen your legs is now actively poisoning your muscles and threatening your heart. It's a perfect illustration of how advice meant for a 25-year-old can be a recipe for disaster for a 65-year-old. You're not just eating a banana. You're playing a risky game with a system that has lost its safety net. Number 5, mangoes. The mango. It's sweet, exotic, and tastes like a tropical getaway. But its villain is specific and sneaky. The fructose bomb. Not all sugars are processed the same way, and the sugar that gives mangoes their addictive sweetness, fructose, takes a unique and damaging path through your body. While other sugars can be used for energy by your entire body, fructose has only one destination: your liver. Your liver is your body's main chemical processing plant. When you consume a mango, you send a tidal wave of fructose straight to this single organ. One mango can contain over 30 grams of it. Your liver, already juggling thousands of other duties, gets completely overwhelmed. And an overwhelmed liver panics, converting that fructose directly into fat, specifically triglycerides. This fat accumulates in the liver, contributing to a condition now rampant among seniors: non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. You might be wondering, what does my liver have to do with my legs? Everything. A fatty, inflamed liver doesn't contain the problem. It sends out inflammatory signals across your entire body, adding jet fuel to that smoldering fire we mentioned. It worsens insulin resistance and leaves you feeling chronically drained. That heavy, sluggish feeling in your legs, the lack of get up and go, it can be a direct distress signal from an overworked, fat-congested liver. That sweet, innocent-looking mango isn't just a fruit. It's a direct attack on your body's most crucial organ, with your leg strength paying the price. Number 4, pineapple. Let's take a look inside your medicine cabinet. See that bottle of low-dose aspirin or the warfarin your doctor insists you take? You rely on it daily to prevent a heart attack or stroke. It's a critical part of your health regimen. Now, what if a popular, healthy fruit could turn that life-saving medication into a game of Russian roulette? That fruit is pineapple. Pineapple is a true Trojan horse. People are drawn to it for bromelain, its anti-inflammatory enzyme, believing they're getting a natural pain reliever. But the real danger for any senior is far more alarming: medication interference. That so-called miracle enzyme, bromelain, has a potent blood-thinning effect. This isn't a minor interaction, it's significant. So what happens when you enjoy a large portion of fresh pineapple while also taking a prescribed blood thinner? You are, in effect, double dosing. You're transforming a medically supervised prescription into a reckless gamble. This can drastically elevate your risk of a major bleeding event, from something as simple as a minor fall or a small cut. Bromelain can also intensify your body's absorption of other medications, potentially raising them to toxic levels, even if you've been taking them safely for years. An unexpected side effect like dizziness or fatigue from a drug interaction can easily lead to a fall. And for a senior, a fall can be a catastrophic event, marking the end of one's independence. Yes, the sugar in pineapple is a problem, but the fact that it can quietly turn your essential medication into a hazard is why it's on this list. Number 3, oranges and other citrus fruits. You know the commercials: a smiling family pouring tall glasses of bright orange juice. It's presented as the pinnacle of health. In reality, it's a lie. Here, the threat is disguised as health itself, the healthy juice deception. Let's be blunt. An 8-ounce glass of orange juice is the nutritional equivalent of drinking a can of Coke. It's a liquid sugar bomb with the sugar of 4 to 5 oranges and none of the fiber to buffer its impact. It shoots sugar directly into your system, triggering a massive inflammatory spike that your leg muscles and joints will suffer for later. But the deception runs deeper, particularly with grapefruit. Grapefruit is notorious for its ability to block a key enzyme in your gut, CYP3A4. This enzyme is responsible for metabolizing roughly half of all prescription drugs. When you eat grapefruit or drink its juice, you essentially disable this enzyme. The consequence? Your standard dose of cholesterol, blood pressure, or anti-anxiety medication isn't broken down correctly. The drug accumulates in your bloodstream, reaching potentially toxic concentrations. The side effects, dizziness, muscle pain, confusion, are magnified. You might dismiss it as an off day, feeling weak and unsteady. You might blame it on getting older. But the true culprit could be the healthy grapefruit you ate for breakfast, which turned your safe medication dose into an overdose. It's a chemical booby trap hiding in your fruit bowl. Number 2. Cherries. Cherries are often hailed as a superfood, loaded with antioxidants. People even spend a premium on tart cherry juice to combat soreness. But for many of us, particularly men, sweet cherries hide a painful secret: the gout attack trigger. If you've ever experienced gout, you know it isn't mild arthritis. It's a medieval torture device. It feels like shards of glass being ground into your joints, typically the big toe or knee. A single attack can leave you completely immobilized, unable to bear the weight of a bedsheet, let alone walk. Imagine that. How much leg strength do you have when you can't even stand? This agony is caused by high levels of uric acid in your blood. And one of the biggest drivers of high uric acid is fructose, the same sugar we discussed with mangoes. Sweet cherries are packed with it. When you indulge in a large bowl of beautiful sweet cherries, you're pouring a gout-triggering cocktail into your body. For someone susceptible to gout, this isn't a distant risk. It's an immediate threat. You could eat a bowl of cherries at night and be awakened at 2 a.m. in such excruciating pain that you are unable to move. What becomes of your leg strength after being bedridden for a week? It disappears. Muscle atrophy sets in quickly. That one healthy dessert can erase months of progress in your mobility and strength. It's a direct, fast-acting assault on your ability to walk. Number 1. Dried fruits. And here we are at the number 1 spot. The food most deceptively promoted as a health product, all while being a direct enemy of your leg strength. Raisins, dates, dried apricots, prunes. The villain here is concentrated deception. These are no longer fruits. They are candy. Nature's candy, perhaps, but candy all the same. Consider this. Could you sit down and eat 30 fresh, juicy grapes? It's possible, but you'd likely feel full. The water and fiber would signal your brain that it's time to stop. Now, could you eat 30 raisins? Easily. You could do it in under a minute without a second thought. You've just consumed the same massive sugar load, but you've removed the water and fiber that were nature's safety brakes. You've just detonated a sugar grenade in your system. This concentrated sugar blast is the ultimate fuel for inflammation and insulin resistance, but it's also a key driver of what physicians call sarcopenia, age-related muscle decay. This isn't just about feeling a bit weaker. This process literally helps your body cannibalize your own leg muscles. The chronic inflammation sparked by these concentrated sugar bombs breaks down the very tissue you rely on to stand up from a chair, to climb stairs, and to live independently. Every time you grab a handful of trail mix with raisins or snack on dates, you believe you're making a wise choice. In reality, you are feeding the very process that is dissolving your strength. It's the ultimate betrayal, a health food that is speeding up your decline. So there you have it. The lesson isn't to be afraid of fruit. It's to be smarter than the marketing. It's about recognizing that your body at 60 is operating under a different set of rules than it did at 20. By making these simple changes, you reclaim control from the food industry and the myth of healthy eating. You reclaim your strength. And speaking of control, what we've covered today is just one side of the coin. In our next video, we're exposing the 5 healthy vegetables, often recommended by doctors, that could actually be damaging your gut lining and sparking hidden inflammation. You won't want to miss it. Click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know the moment it's released. Before you leave, scroll down and drop a comment. Which of these 7 fruits shocked you the most? I personally read every comment. See you in the next one.